Have you ever wondered if there's a certain improvement or a feature on your property that could potentially be decreasing the value of your home? I know I've done a lot of stupid things on my property, which I'll share with you in just a minute. But what we're going to do today is we're going to take feedback that I've collected, 2,500 different comments from buyers who have come to my open houses or my private showings. And I took these 2,500 entries, I stuck them into ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to tell me the top 10 things that buyers see as an item or a feature that decreases the value, so much so that they were unwilling to make an offer. I also reached out to Jim Finney, who's an appraiser buddy of mine. We've been working together for years, super smart guy. And I asked him independently to rank the top things that decrease the value of a home. His findings surprised me. I wrote mine down first. So you're seeing my top 10 from a buyer's perspective. And then we get to see what type of things decrease the value from an appraiser's perspective. This is going to be very educational. I've learned a lot through this research, and I know you will too. Okay, we're first going to talk about the top 10 things that buyers are telling me that decrease the value of the home. And the first one actually quite surprised me. I look back and I'm like, you know what? I did hear that a lot. I don't know why I didn't catch on to it sooner. And that is themed rooms. So it could be a princess room or a sports room, or it could be like a movie theater room. And all they see, these buyers out there, is, okay, I have to undo your personality. So I wouldn't invest too much into these themey rooms. Buyers don't love it. They don't want to pay for it. And all they see is money has to go into redoing and renovating that room. Number 2 is busy pattern or outdated flooring, or just lots of different flooring options throughout the home. I thought for sure this was going to be number 1 because I've heard it so many times through my open houses and private showings. I want to roll my eyes. I'm like, yes, I know. But a lot of you homeowners don't realize that that really does detract from the value of the home, because most buyers are going to come in and have to rip it all out. And they're starting to calculate not only the demolition cost, but also sourcing the product and installing it and the inconvenience factor. A lot of you watching me right now are like, Audra, I can't afford to redo all my floors on my house. It just costs prohibitive. And I'm going to agree with you. It probably is. But you're not going to ask a premium. So if your neighbor did all their wood floors and it's beautiful and they fetched a premium, that doesn't mean that you're going to fetch that same price. So you just need to adjust your price a little bit because you're not fooling your buyers. Number 3 is bold, bright cabinet colors. And I can't believe that came up as number 3, but I look back in the last year, I'm like, yeah, I did have a lot of kitchens that had a lot of personality. Personally, I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's fun. Most of your buyers don't love it. So if you're painting your cabinets navy or turquoise or red, I even had somebody paint their cabinet color really dark orange. I thought it was gorgeous, but the buyers didn't like it because they're like, hey, it's just not my personality. I'm not resonating with it. And for me to correct it, it's going to cost a lot of money. So if you did do that improvement, just realize for some people, probably a very few select like me would love it, but more than likely your buyers aren't going to love it. So neutral is always your friend when you go to sell your home. Number 4 is turning a bedroom into something very specific, like an office or a really swanky closet. I see people doing this quite a bit, and it doesn't add value, and it does cost quite a bit of money to alter it, meaning into a closet or an office. So you rip off the doors in the closet and you create some organizational systems. Well, when your buyers go to search for their homes, they usually search by price and bedroom count first. And if you have one less bedroom, the perceived value just isn't there. And if they need that additional bedroom, then they're kind of going through their heads how much money it's going to cost to retrofit it back to its original state. So if you're kind of wondering if that's a good value add, most people are going to say, and your buyers are going to say, no, you shouldn't have done that. Keep the bedroom. Number 5 is excessive built-ins. I don't know what it is. You love to put these built-ins everywhere. And actually, I sold 2 homes here this week where they took like some garage cabinets and built them into some loft areas, and they built them in all these funky places. Well, your buyers don't really want that. They're saying, we don't want your heavy, floor to ceiling wood cabinetry. It's bulky, it's heavy. And by the way, those built-in cabinets are outrageous. And more than likely, you're not going to get your money back. Most buyers right now want light and flexible spaces. Number 6 is converting the garage into a living space. And I've always hated that. I just think that's kind of ghetto. It's just my opinion. Like, where do you park your car and where do you store your items? That's what most of the buyers are telling me when I see a garage conversion. And even if it's permitted, they still don't see the value. So I wouldn't suggest converting a garage into a living space if you think you're going to get the value out. Now, if you're using the house as an investment property, I mean, perhaps, but if you're going to sell your house, most of the buyers are telling me they don't see the value, and more than likely, they're going to convert it back to its original garage situation. Number 7 is elaborate water features. So we're looking at that koi pond, and we're looking at that super built-in fountain thing, or just a big fountain in the center of the entry. So when buyers are looking at that, they're thinking, wow, that's liability, that's maintenance. And a lot of those things come with systems and pumps and filters, and they just want a low maintenance yard. And I can't tell you how many buyers come in and tell me, I just want something low maintenance. I don't want all this fussy stuff. And a lot of people don't love koi. Now, a lot of you know that I saved a goldfish out of my client's pond here about 6 months ago, and now I'm in love with fish, and it's really interesting to me. And I actually have a bocce ball court in my backyard, which was one of the most ridiculous investments. And by the way, it was very expensive to install. So I was kind of thinking, you know what, maybe I should make that a koi pond. That'd be really fun because I love fish now. No, that's dumb. Don't do that. It's super expensive. Most of your buyers aren't going to see the value. So I rethunk that. And if you're considering doing it, just don't do it if the sole purpose is to resell your home. Now, if you love koi fish and it brings a great deal of joy, or if you love your fountains, or maybe you're trying to mask some noise so you enjoy your living area more, then good for you. But I'm telling you right now, your buyers are not going to pay a premium because you put that fountain or that koi pond in. Number 8 is cheap luxury finishes. And I see this a lot where home buyers go on Amazon and they go buy these really cheap, shiny gold light fixtures, and it's so cheap, and so there's a certain color that you just know is cheap. The faucet fixtures that are like not brass, they're something definitely fake, and it's already looking like it's had better days, or cabinet pulls that are just not really gold, they're like some other weird shiny material. Okay, that has cheap written all over it. So if you're going to do those improvements, I'm going to suggest that you do them right, because your buyers are just going to come in and say, well, I have to redo that. And not even that, what other things are they hiding? I see this a lot with peel and stick backsplashes or peel and stick for the countertops. I've even seen some people paint the countertop so it looks like marble. Like anything that's supposed to look like something else is fake, and your buyers aren't fooled by it. So if you are updating your home, I suggest you do it right from the get-go. And if you don't have the money, great, don't do it, and just price your house properly. Number 9 is wall-to-wall carpet. If you have wall-to-wall carpet, I promise you, your buyers are coming in, they're already estimating the cost of repair, and they're going to offer you something lower. So it will detract from the value of your home in most buyers' eyes. Number 10 is over-personalized wallpaper. And y'all know what I'm talking about, the busy stuff, the dark stuff. I have a lot of it in my house, and boy, do I love it. But if I were ever to sell my house, I guarantee you, most of the buyers will say, what was she thinking? That's horrible, because it's very specific to what I like. So if you're selling your home and you think you're going to get extra value because you put some really cool, expensive wallpaper in your home, I would rethink that. Most of the buyers are thinking about ripping it out. That came up a lot for me last year when I was selling people's homes. They have beautiful wall coverings and people just hated it. So if you are putting wall coverings into your property for the sole purpose of selling it for a premium, rethink that. Most buyers are calculating how to remove it. If you're enjoying this video, please watch the video I did last week. It's all about why buyers aren't making offers on your home. It's a good one. And before I forget, please subscribe to this channel. YouTube's not pushing my content out because I'm not getting subscribers. So help a girl out, subscribe, and comment down below what other items that you think detract from the value of a home. All right, I know I'm losing your attention, but we're going to now go through the top 10 things that a trusted, very experienced appraiser deems these items adversely affect the value of a home. When he goes out to your home and he's evaluating it, these are the top 10 things that detract from your home. And we're going to go in reverse order. Oh, before I forget, Jim and I are doing a podcast next week. You have to watch it. It's all about the new appraisal standard that will impact you eventually if you're buying or selling a home. You have to watch it. Jim is a very experienced appraiser. He makes me laugh. Anyway, let's go into number 10. So number 10 is over adequacy or over improving your home. And he wrote down here, my house has 7 bedrooms now because I put these interior walls without permits. So some of you are putting super duper improvements on your house. You don't have the permits, and it's not going to gain the value. And it actually detracts value if you have a non-improved room, or we'll just say feature of your home. Number 9 is diminished marketability. And he wrote down here, I painted my house purple because I like clowns a lot. So when he hears that, it's like, he will actually, appraisals will actually decrease the value of your home because it's not that marketable. And the buyers are going to come in and have to repaint, or whether it be inside or outside. Something interesting to consider if you're painting or doing improvements. Is it going to diminish marketability? Number 8 is functional obsolescence. So if an appraiser comes to your house and is like, this is functional obsolescence, I'm going to have to deduct for this. And the example he gave me is a homeowner tells him, I converted my garage space into a model train world, dream world, that is. We now park all of our cars on the driveway where you can see all these beautiful stains. So if you have something like that on your home, just understand that appraiser might make an adjustment down if they sense functional obsolescence. Number 7 is non-conformity, or the principle of regression. And the example he gives me, and this is from a homeowner, he says this: we put in a second kitchen without permits because we like to cook a lot of fish in the house. Oh my goodness. So if you have a special feature like that, just understand more than likely you could get a deduction on your appraisal form. Number 6 is hyper-personalized amenities. And the example he gives us, and this is from a homeowner, I installed 40 shelves in my spare bedroom to show off my dog collection. So if you have something that's very personalized and hyper-focused on the way that you love to live your life, understand it can decrease the value of your home. Number 5 is RV parking. In some neighborhoods and in some communities, RV parking is actually considered something that decreases the value, especially where I live. And the example that Jim gives here, it made me laugh, was, hey, we installed concrete everywhere because we didn't want to pay to park our 45-foot mobile home off-site. And we never use it, so it just sits on our driveway anyway. That could decrease the value of your home. Okay, we're getting close to number 1, but number 4 is basketball and pickleball courts. So oftentimes it has an adverse value. There's not as many people that really think like a pickleball court or a basketball court has a great deal of value. They might want to use that space for something different. Jim's comment was, this was super cool for exercise in 2020 during COVID-19 lockdown. And he's not wrong. I know a lot of people who did that, but you don't really get a great deal of increase in value when you go to appraise your home for those 2 features. Okay, number 3 is super high-end kitchen upgrades or bathroom upgrades, but the rest of the house is just not super cool. So he wrote down here, these Japanese toilets cost $10,000 each, and we saved on toilet paper expenses because of the built-in blow dryer effect. Okay, so if you have some very specialized, super high-end specialty items, I see that a lot with ranges. Like there's a range that costs $100,000, and now you think someone's going to come in and give you $100,000 more because you put some super-duper toilet or a super-duper range in your home. It's just not going to do it. Actually, had a property have a $25,000 barbecue, and buyers like, yeah, we don't care. It just cooks meat, right? So I would be careful with putting super high-end, super duper appliances or features in your home, especially when the rest of the house is just pretty basic. Number 2 is old swimming pools or spas. I know a lot of you think because you have a pool in your backyard or a spa that you have a higher value for your home. And yeah, it kind of depends. Depends on the condition of the pool. It depends on how you've been maintaining the equipment. But there's oftentimes where I've seen some homes that have these older pools and they're not worth anything. In fact, they actually deter from the value of the home because there's so much work that needs to be done, or it needs to be replaced, or there was significant settling. So the whole thing has to be gutted and redone. So the pools can hurt you in the long run if you don't maintain them. Same thing with those spas. Okay, the number 1 stupid homeowner improvement, this is coming from Jim Finney, my appraiser, that detracts from the value of your home is water features, and more specifically, that koi pond. And this is what he wrote. Don't you love my koi pond? Those big guys cost $1,000 a pop. So if you're thinking about putting a koi pond in your property, just understand that you might get a pretty significant adjustment for having it in your property, meaning an adjustment down. So be careful with these improvements. I thought it would be fun to see a buyer's perspective, but what they see decreases the value of a home, and also from an appraiser's perspective. Hope this was helpful. Please subscribe to my channel and please comment down below any other features of a home that you think detract from the value of a person's property. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.